Hey guys, thanks for tuning into Second Son Woodworks. My name is Caleb. This is my third YouTube video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make an end grain cutting board with some red oak. Let's get started. So as you can see here, I am cutting down a piece of red oak. I did a 16-inch piece. That will be the rough length of the cutting board. After that, I went ahead and took that piece of oak over to my joiner to clean up one of the faces so that I'd have a nice straight edge to run through my table saw. Once you have a straight edge, you can bring your piece of oak over to your table saw and begin ripping down 2-inch cuts that will make up the first glue up in this project. Once you have everything cut down to size, go ahead and lay out some newspaper and begin aligning your pieces into your clamps for the first glue up. Once you have all the pieces lined up, go ahead and flip them to their sides and then cover the face with a nice thick coat of wood glue. I use Type Bond too. Be sure to take your time tightening up the clamps and tapping each of the boards into the proper alignment. Although I didn't film this, make sure you wipe the excess glue off. It'll save you dulling your planer blades. Once the glue has had enough time to set, I would recommend around 24 hours, go ahead and pull the board out of the clamps and pull out your planer. Plane down both faces of the board so that they're nice and smooth. Next, take the board over to your table saw. Use your sliding miter gauge to straighten up one of the edges. From there, line up your fence to 2 inches and begin to rip the next cuts. If you don't have a router, you can use a sander. It will just take a bit more time. After that, I went ahead and began to sand down the board. I started with 200 grit and then moved down to 320 since it had already been planed down in my planer. Alright guys, now that I've finished up the sanding, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the oiling process. Today I'm going to be using a pure raw linseed oil that I picked up off of Amazon. It's by Sunnyside. You usually can't find it in the hardware stores, the big box stores, so you'll have to order it off the internet because it is the raw linseed oil. You want to make sure that you do use the raw linseed oil because the boiled linseed oil is not food safe. And then I'm going to mix that with some mineral spirits. You can pick this up at most places. And usually in the past what I've done is I would make a mixture of the two and then rub it on to the board and then sand in between coats and do multiple coats. But I wanted to try something different, so I picked up this container from Lowe's, and what I'm going to try to do is actually submerge the board into a mixture of these two. And I think that this will help penetrate the wood deeper and create a longer lasting finish or protective finish that is food safe on this cutting board. I think that it will last longer and be better for chopping and washing and rinsing and whatnot. So let's give this a try. After doing the first dip of the board into the mixture, I decided to let it sit for several days to see how deep the oil would penetrate. The next step will be sanding it and then re-dipping it, and I might do this a number of times depending on how well the finish works out. So now that I have let the oil soak into the wood for several days, I'm going to go ahead and sand it down with 320 grit sandpaper, and then I'm going to re-submerge it into the mixture. And then I'll probably do that one more time on top of that, and then we'll kind of see where the board is at. I want to develop a really nice and thick protective finish on this board so that it can withstand a lot of use in the future. So let's get started. Alright guys, I'm all finished up. Got it sanded down. I went through probably 4 or 5 different coats with sanding and it looks great. It's super smooth. I think this finish will hold up against a lot of use in the kitchen with this cutting board. Super excited about this project. These are cutting boards that I do on a regular basis for clients, and they're really pretty. They got a lot of character, and they hold up really well inside the kitchen. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you got any questions, put them in the comment section below. Follow me, subscribe to my Instagram account, and yeah, have a good day. Thanks for tuning in to Second Son Woodworks.